Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Two Shores, One Story. I'm your host, Matthew, and today is a special day because it's Christmas Eve, in Japan, at least. Hooray! I am so excited that it's Christmas. I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. And last week, I had a very short podcast, and that was because I was sick with a cold, and as you can hear, I still have a cough. All other symptoms are pretty much done, but I have a lingering cough that just won't go away. And I have taken cough syrup and I've taken cough drops. Still am coughing, so I'm going to try and be a little bit more relaxed this podcast, so I don't heave, but it's very difficult. So please bear with me. I did want to have like a longer podcast, so we'll see how long I can go before I have a coughing fit. But yeah, because today is Christmas Eve, I wanted to talk about Christmas in Japan. Because it is different than Christmas in the West, obviously. And I have some questions that I'm going to answer. Some of them, I'm going to be honest, I can't answer very well. But I'm going to try my best. So I hope you enjoy. So, first on the list, is Christmas a religious holiday in Japan? I'm going to say no. And just to preface, I am only one person. This is just based off my experience. So if I do have something wrong, please let me know in the comments on the Instagram post. Or please DM me or something, because I don't know everything. But this is just based off my experience. So the first one, is Christmas a religious holiday in Japan? I don't think so, although there are, the main religions in Japan are Buddhism and Shintoism, and there's also Christianity, but it's a small percentage. So there are some people that do celebrate Christmas as a religious holiday, but mainly it's not really a religious day. I do think that Japanese people do know about Christmas being a religious holiday, but they don't really celebrate that part of it, I think. Yep. Next question. Do Japanese people believe in Santa Claus? I think yes, up to a certain point. Kids, at least in my school, some kids, do believe in Santa, but at a certain age, or it depends on the, family. They stop believing in Santa, and that's kind of when they stop getting gifts, maybe. At least I think some kids don't get gifts for Christmas. They might get it up until a certain point, but then it's done. Yeah. Again, I'm not too sure, but based off what I've heard from kids, I do ask them like what they want or what do you want from Santa, and they'll answer, but I think they would just be nice, maybe. Next question. Why is Christmas more of a couple's holiday than a family one? I'm not too sure about this. I don't know why. And I have never been on a date during Christmas, so I can't give a full answer. But there is a notion that, Christmas is actually like another Valentine's Day, and it's maybe more like a Valentine's Day in the West than it is in Japan, because just to preface, Valentine's Day is when the girl gives a man that they like chocolate, and that's a Japan thing. And then month later, March 14th, is the day where the guy reciprocates. But on Christmas, I think couples go on a date. So it's similar to Valentine's Day. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but that is just the case. And actually, fun fact, there's a word for being alone on Christmas, and it's kuri bochi. So it combines the word Christmas, kurimasu, and alone, hitori bochi. Hitori meaning one, bochi I'm not too sure, but they combine kuri and bochi. And actually, this Christmas I will be kuri bochi, so that's very unfortunate. So I'm not too sure why, but it is definitely a couple's holiday. Although families do, celebrate too, I think. Is Next question, sorry, is Christmas considered more romantic than New Year's? Yes. Um, their New Year's is like our Christmas, so the family, they gather together at one house. They eat a fancy dinner for about, I don't know, well, they have dinner, a fancy lunch called osechi. I don't know, maybe they have the first day of New Year's, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's not romantic. I don't, they don't do the countdown and there's no fireworks or whatever. There's no party like we have it. They might like gather around actually a few days before New Year's and they might watch TV on the December 31st or December 30th. I'm not too sure what the last day is. But they might watch together and then they'll go to a shrine, which is called Hatsumode. They'll have their first shrine visit from the first day to the third day. And yeah, so it's definitely not a romantic holiday for sure. Christmas is not. Do kids celebrate Christmas the same way as in Western countries? Mm, I, well, I don't know. I think it's less strict here. I think some kids might get their Christmas gifts a little bit early. Whenever the parents want to give them the gift, or they'll just give it to them. It's not necessarily on Christmas Day, at least from what I've heard. Um, they do have Christmas parties, which they call Kurismasu Kai. Kai is like events, so they have Christmas events, but it's varied. It's not like we, dress up and go to someone else's house. They might. Well, I've heard that, at least my kids, a set of my kids did bowling, which I think is fun. But I don't think that, it might be celebrated the same way, but I think it is less strict for sure. There's not like a set time where kids celebrate Christmas. At least I think. Okay, next question. Is Christmas a national holiday in Japan? I think it is. Well, it's not a statutory holiday. You work on Christmas, you go to school on Christmas Day. The 26th, at least this year, the 26th is the last day of school. So after that, kids don't have to go to school for the rest of the year. So that goes into the next question, I guess. Do schools have Christmas events? Yeah, maybe. It's not like what we have. Like they don't do the nativity scene. They don't do Christmas choir stuff. At least that's what I did when I was in school. But I think some, like they do, I think. For example, tomorrow, Christmas Eve, my kids are doing a Christmas concert during lunch break. But I don't know what other schools are doing. I don't think it's as celebrate. They don't have as much events as we do, for sure. Yeah, and I don't know. I think on Christmas Day, I'm going to my junior high school, and I don't think they're really doing anything. I think I will be playing a Christmas game with the kids. That's about it. Why is New Year's more important than Christmas in Japan? I actually don't know why. I just know that it is more important. And I think there's definitely a cultural reason for that. But I think it's maybe New Year's as more of an event, of a more important event for not just Japan, but other Asian countries as well, like China. The zodiac animal changes. They have cards that they have to give out. They don't have to, but they write cards called nengajo. So they give New Year's cards to their friends and family. Again, they spend time as a family. They go back home. They spend time with their family. So it definitely is a more important. I don't know why it is, but that's my answer for that. Next question about food and traditions. Why do people eat KFC for Christmas? So it is said that people eat KFC on Christmas. I think it's because of an ad that KFC did. way back and it just caught on. But I asked, actually, did I ask one of my teachers, like, what do you have? Or do you eat a chicken on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? And she said, no, we don't really. Because, well, my Takayama where I place doesn't have KFC. It did, but it doesn't have it anymore. So, I think they just have like other celebratory meals like sushi, that kind of stuff. There isn't, yeah, so there isn't a KFC in Takayama. So I don't think most households actually have KFC. Could be just a stereotype now. I think they actually think that we have KFC on Christmas, but that's also not true. We have turkey or other stuff. But I think the reason why KFC is a thing is because of an ad in the, I don't know, 90s that it caught on. Yeah, next question. What is a Christmas cake and why is it usually strawberry shortcake? I don't know. Well, a Christmas cake is a cake that you eat on Christmas or is a seasonal cake. I don't know what's special about it. Why is it usually strawberry shortcake? Well, I think strawberry is seasonal in winter in Japan. So that could be the main reason why it's strawberry shortcake. But there are other flavors. I was actually thinking of maybe reserving a cake, but I'm not going to this year because I am alone and I have spent too much money already. But there's chocolate, white, and there's strawberry shortcake, of course, cheesecake. There's a lot of flavors that you can get, but yeah, strawberry shortcake is the most popular. Next question, do people cook at home or order food? I think that this depends. For me, this year I'm going to be ordering food. Last year my best friend came to Takayama, so we cooked on Christmas Day. We made fried chicken and we had really fancy potatoes, but this year I'm going to order food. I don't know about other people. Maybe they do cook at home, maybe not. I don't know. Are Christmas foods expensive? I don't know. Chicken isn't expensive, so if there was chicken, then no. But I don't really know what classifies as Christmas foods. I don't really think that they do because it's not as popular. There's less of a demand. Maybe that's my answer for that one. Next question. Do convenience stores play a big role in Christmas? I would say yes, because convenience stores always play a big role in everyone's lives. But you can order Christmas cakes from a convenience store. You can also get them at cake stores, and they're very fancy, but you can also get them at convenience stores. If you were to, I don't know, get a gift delivered, you could have it delivered to the convenience store, so they do play a role that way. You can print stuff. I've done it before. I printed postcards to send to family and friends for Christmas. Mind you, it's more for New Year's, but they have the option. So I think that, yeah, they should have a big role in Christmas. Yeah. Next question, do couples exchange expensive gifts? I don't know because I've never been on a date. I've never been in a relationship, so I don't know, but maybe. Next question, do friends give each other Christmas presents? I also don't know. I have no idea. What kind of gifts are popular in Japan? I don't know. I have no idea what's popular. For me, I got a futsal ball, and it's kind of interesting. I've never been interested in futsal or any type of sport ever, but when I got that futsal ball, I was so excited. I felt like a kid, and it's just something that I'm excited about. Mind you, I haven't practiced. I haven't done any drills. Mind you, I've been sick. Tomorrow, I do hope to try it out at futsal because we have futsal on Christmas Eve. But I hope I can go. I want to go, but I still have a cough, so we're gonna see how that goes. I don't want to scare everyone, So I'm going to do Christmas Eve. My church has Christmas Eve, so I'm going to go there, and then it ends at 8. I'm going to go straight there, straight to futsal right after Christmas Eve. And I'm going to get another gift Christmas Eve. I have bought myself an Apple Watch. I was thinking about it. I never was really interested in that either, but I'm becoming more conscious about my health. So I thought it was time for me to get an Apple Watch, and it's coming on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to get it right after school. I'm very excited. Yeah. So those gifts are popular for me, but I have no idea. I don't know. Is it normal to go on a date on Christmas Eve? I don't know this either. Maybe it's also normal to go on Christmas Day. I have no idea. Yeah. We're going to go to other questions. When do Christmas decorations start and end? That's a good question, and I also don't know. But they do have decorations, at least illuminations. They really like to light up stuff here in Japan. In summer, it's fireworks. In winter, it's illuminations. Yeah, so I don't know about households, though, if they have, I've seen at home goods stores that they do have Christmas trees and that kind of stuff. I don't know when those end. I think there are some New Year's decorations, like they have something on their door, maybe. So maybe they end it more quickly than how we would. At least for my family, we have, we decorate in December, and we'll leave it until the first or second week of January, I think. But I don't know about Japan. Yeah. What are, illuminations? What are they, and why are they so popular? Illuminations are just lights, and they have small ones, they have big ones. I don't know why they're popular, but I think it is a light thing. They like to celebrate lights here. They like fireworks, they like illuminations. It's a thing to go to in the winter, and there's often other stuff there as well. It's a great date spot. You can go under the lights with your date, and it's just a fun time. That's why I think they're popular. I'm not too sure what other Japanese people think. It'd be nice to ask a Japanese person these questions for sure. Next question. Are Christmas songs Japanese or Western? So they do have Japanese Christmas songs. They're different. They're not Christmas songs. And, there's other stuff about them, because of the notion of Christmas here about dating. So there's one song I know, it's about being alone on Christmas, or they're dating, but then the person leaves, that kind of stuff. There's a song by Utada Hikaru, who is a famous singer, and she sings, I forget the song. What's it called? Let's see. What's the song called? I should know this. It's called, what is it called? I will find the name of it. I have it on my phone. Oh, Can't Wait Till Christmas. Can't Wait Till Christmas. I think it's a love song, really. I think a lot of the songs here are love songs. Same as in Canada or other places too. Like, I think a lot of the modern Christmas songs are romantic, mostly. Yeah. There are, I think, the Western songs that we hear, like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Those songs have Japanese lyrics. I think sometimes I play for the kids. I play Christmas songs for the kids, and they know the song, but it's in a different language, which is kind of fun. Speaking of kids, is Christmas more for children or adults? I think it is for the kids. I think they celebrate, they get a little thing, they get to celebrate Christmas, but as they get older, I think it stops. Because kids in Japan get otoshidama, which is money for New Year, so the parents don't need to give them stuff when they're adults, maybe. But also adults, there is the dating notion, you have a date, so it could be for adults too. Yeah. Do adults still celebrate Christmas, even if they're single? Well, I'm celebrating Christmas, and I'm an adult. but I don't know. I don't know about other people. Maybe not. Do families do anything special together? I'm also not too sure. They might eat KFC together while sitting in their warm kotatsu. They might be eating a special dinner. They might, who knows? I'm not too sure. Yeah. My thoughts on Christmas in Japan versus Christmas in Canada. Well, I do love Christmas, and it is hard to celebrate that in Japan because, first of all, it's hard to celebrate Christmas when you have to work on Christmas Day. It's difficult. And I remember that being so hard last year because I did a special event and I did make it Christmas related, but we had to work on Christmas. And my friend who came to visit me, he came Christmas Eve, and we spent a few days together. But on Christmas Day, I had to leave. So he was alone. He got groceries and stuff for later, but I felt bad. So that was a bit, it's hard for me to not have a break before Christmas. It's kind of weird. We are able to get our own break. Like we can use paid day off, but I haven't done that because I don't have that much paid leave. So that part's different. It's also, different because there is a certain feeling that you get from Christmas in Canada, at least. And I was talking about this with my friend. I feel like Christmas is, a day or a time to be generous and caring. Even if you're not Christian, I feel like Christians love Christmas because it's the birth. It's the day that Jesus was born. But in general, I think that most people are more generous and more caring to others. And that spirit is not found in Japan. At least from what I've experienced, it's just different. I think, like, for example, tomorrow I'm going to be giving each of the staff members at my schools a little chocolate, just to say Merry Christmas, but I don't think that is a normal thing. There's no Christmas parties that we do. There's year-end parties, Bonenkai. There's actually 2 that were scheduled for the 26th, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm going somewhere else, and I'm celebrating Christmas. So those are different. That's for sure. So Christmas is different in Japan. And I mean, that's going to be normal because we're in a different country and different culture that has, a different set of events that are important. I think, Japan is unique. It has a lot of unique days off, like Mountain Day, Sports Day. Christmas is not a national holiday, but it is recognized. I've been counting down the days to Christmas with my kids, and I think they've enjoyed it, and I'm excited to play Christmas music with them, so I can bring the generosity and show them, and that's good enough for me right now. Although it is really hard to talk about Christmas and show my kids what my mom makes for baking or how we decorate the tree, for example. Like, that kind of stuff is really hard to... I remember last year when I was making that presentation, I was homesick. I miss that part of Christmas. I do. Christmas is like a day that, we spend time with family, at least in Canada and America too, probably. So for me, Christmas is such an important holiday. I love Christmas, and I love seeing my family so much. It's really hard to have Christmas away, but I'm really grateful for technology because I'm able to call my mom and dad and text them even though we're far away. And I'm going to call them on Christmas Day. I can call them in the evening, and it should be their Christmas morning, and I'm going to wish them all a happy Christmas, and that I'm grateful for. For most of the time, I'm really not homesick. I do love my family, but I talk to my family quite often. But it is around Christmas that I do miss my friends and family. But I'm grateful because this year I'm going to be visiting my friend, my best friend in Nagoya, and I get to see his new apartment that him and his wife have found. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to give him and her a present. I hope they're not listening to this podcast because I don't want them to know. Yeah. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope I enlightened you a little bit about Christmas in Japan. I don't think I knew most of the answers because I'm not well versed in how Japanese people spend time in Christmas, or on Christmas, but this was a fun episode. I am so terribly sorry if there has been any instance of me coughing. I tried to cut most of it out because I can't seem to talk for 5 minutes without coughing. So I'm really sorry about that. I hope to get better. I have a lingering cough, and I hope that it goes away because I'm really annoyed that I can't do anything. I wanted to go to the gym today, but because of my cough, I decided not to. So I think I'm just going to wait till my body is fully recovered before I do that. I am going to try futsal tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I just want to see. It's just good to be in the community. I don't need to go full hard like I normally do. We're going to try. We're going to see. I'm excited to see everybody because it's been, I haven't gone, I didn't go last week because I was sick. So this is my one time before the year ends, and I get to use my Christmas present, my Apple Watch. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. So I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas Eve and a wonderful Christmas wherever you are, wherever you're listening from. And I hope you have a wonderful break. You deserve it. And I'm excited to see where you go in the new year in 2026. I'm going to hopefully, I'm not going to say hopefully, I'm going to start off the podcast strong with some guests. I hope you're excited to hear them. I'm going to talk more about that later, but please look forward to that. I'm so excited to see what happens in 2026. Until then, though, I will see you later.